Hi everyone, and welcome to my channel. Here I'm going to take you through the steps I did to heal my Dyshidrotic Eczema that flared up on my hands last year. It was truly something else that I have never experienced. I had blackened, itchy, crusty, scaly skin that were peeling on the sheets, peeling whenever I touched my skin. I was terrified, I was horrified. No one knew what was going on, and it's through certain steps that I took, natural healing, that I was able to recover my skin. And I will insert some pictures, but it was truly like nothing I've ever witnessed before. And I tend to get eczema flare-ups every year, and I'm dealing with one right now around my mouth and a bit on my finger, but nothing like I had ever experienced. So I'm going to teach you what I did to get my skin back on track. And you know, I'm still dealing with a bit of hyperpigmentation, but it's nothing like what it was before. So I've got a few notes. If I'm looking down, that's why. And bear with me as I've got a cold that I'm recovering from, you know, so please excuse the coughing, the sneezing, the snorting, and let's get into it. So the first thing I went out and got was apple cider vinegar. Now make sure it's with the mother, that's the most key thing, which is the bacteria at the bottom you can see. So this one is unfiltered and unpasteurized, and there are more expensive brands. I think that one I remember is called Dr. Briggs or Dr. Braggs. But whatever you get, make sure it is with the mother. I got this from Tesco, you can get it from Sainsbury's or Asda. I'm based in the UK. And you'll literally just put a little tipple in a glass and drink it. Now, the benefits of this is that it improves skin health. It has antimicrobial properties. It detoxifies the body. So it gets rid of all the toxins that are built up in us that we have to get rid of in our gut. And it also boosts our immune system. So it has antioxidants, vitamins and minerals that our body is craving and that we're lacking. So that I did this every morning, took it every morning, every day. And I'm taking it now because I'm also dealing with crustiness on my hand and my mouth is flaring up. So I'm trying to get that under control. The next thing I did was I went out and got L-Glutamine powder. Now, this is usually what people in the gym use post-workout. It's basically amino acids. Now, I have to say, I had this and oh, it is not nice. But we just have to get through it because it's going to help us. Now, it supports gut health and it can help prevent leaky gut syndrome and reduce inflammation. And it can aid in skin regeneration because there's a lot of protein properties in here, which is perfect. I mean, if I open it now, it's just like a white powder with a little scoop inside, and you can see I've done a lot. I've used it quite a lot, so it's down to the last bit, but it is really tough to drink for me, so I tend to drink it with sparkling water or very, very ice cold water because it's a tough one. It's a tough one, but you know what? That's what we have to do. Not everything's gonna taste nice, but it's gonna heal us. So every morning I do that. So after the ACV, I do the glutamine. Now, the next thing I did was I tried to find an eczema smoothie that I really like to drink. And I'm gonna list what I discovered. So it's cucumber slices, 10 cucumber slices. I'm very specific, I'm not sure why, but 10 cucumber slices. You're gonna use 2 stalks of celery, like the small ones that you get cut in Tesco, a smallish piece of ginger root, an apple, a tangerine, and an optional scoop of collagen powder. Now, I didn't use this last year, but I think it can only benefit us because it's for hair, skin and nails. So you can optionally put this in if you so choose to. And then I put 1 teaspoon of cinnamon in a blender. You know, the NutriBullet ones or whatever blender you have. And it would yield about a full glass and then some. So I would take this probably in the afternoon or the morning and drink it, and it tastes quite nice. So I'll put all of this in the description box, and definitely try it for yourself. Or you can swap out fruits that you like or vegetables that you like, but keep the celery and the cucumber in, and you can try and mix different fruits. The next thing I would say is try and work out what triggered your eczema. Is it something you've touched? Is it a new product? Is it nail polish? Is there someone stressing you in your life? Is it a new pet? We need to be sure that whatever we're thinking that could have caused it, we take it seriously. In my case, I think it was my bad eczema was brought on even more worse than it usually is, was kojic acid, which is like a soap that prevents or cures hyperpigmentation. But I don't know, I had a feeling that might have made my eczema flare up so much worse. So I just dashed that in the bin and stayed away from it. So whatever you think may be, even if it's a little 5% charge, don't use it. Take it out, throw it in the trash, stop talking to that person, whatever it is, because we don't need any more stresses in our life, and we have to try our best to get rid of the allergies that we think could have triggered this. But for me personally, I get a flare up every year just before summer, so I know it's something I deal with every year. But in my case, because it was such a big flare up I had on my hand, I might have thought that kojic acid could have a bit to play in it, but you know, whoever really knows what happened. And the next thing I would implore you all to do, or to stop doing, is steroids. When I had my bad case of dyshidrotic eczema, I went to the doctor, and of course, you know, they looked at my skin, they said, well, you know, we've got to put you on steroids again. And I thought, you know what, this is not gonna do anything for me. I have used a number of steroids in the past. I've been on steroids since I was probably 11 years old for skin issues, and they don't work. They don't work. And I mean, if you have to use a steroid, which I'm not advocating you do, but in certain cases I've used steroids, so I can't say don't use steroids, but if you really have to use one, then make sure it's the least potent. It's the one you can get from the pharmacy counter. I think it's hydrocortisone. You use it, but you know what, we know that they don't work, and it makes our lives worse. Flare-ups become worse, and just try your best to stay away from them, because they will always recommend steroids, and it's just not the way to do things. And I've learned, I'm gonna chuck this one out as well after this video. And the next thing I did was I got myself cotton gloves at night, which was a game changer for me. So because I had eczema, actually I had it on both hands, but this hand, the right hand, still gives me nightmares because it was the worst, but I had it on both hands. So pure cotton gloves, right? So at night is when we itch the most. I think there's something scientific around it, but the itching was unbearable at night. I would be there scratching. I wouldn't care, scratching at night, and I would feel so good after. But then you just feel like, oh my gosh, I did so well. I did so well in the morning and the afternoon, and now I'm back to square zero. So get yourself some gloves, put some moisturizing balm inside, and oh, you will not itch. You will not itch. This really helped my skin to heal, because I wasn't always itching the skin off. It had a chance to regenerate, to grow, to heal without me constantly at it. So definitely buy yourself some gloves. I understand if you have eczema on different parts of your body, that's probably not going to work, but maybe a bandage with some cream just to help you to not reach for it at nighttime. And the next thing I did was get myself a nice moisturizing cream that is no steroids in there, no SLSs, very natural, and it's called Epaderm. Now this Epaderm is like a Vaseline texture. It's very nice to touch, it's moisturizing. You could use it also in buffing, And honestly, it kept me from scratching my skin off at times, but I would say use a little bit, because I don't know if you're like me, that when you over moisturize your skin, it can cause you to scratch it even more. So I had that also. When I was overusing this, I was scratching my skin silly. So try use a little bit and then, you know, leave it, because for my case, I was overusing it, and my skin just said, oh, I'm just too moisturized or something, and then I would itch it off. So, but definitely worth getting a moisturizing balm like this. Another one is called, I think it's Satroben, I'm not saying that right, but they're nice. It's a nice ointment. It's thick and it's soft and it's very cooling. So yeah, definitely get yourself Epaderm. You can get it in Boots or Superdrug, online. Yeah, highly recommended. And the next thing, well, one thing that I'm still battling with, and I think we all are battling with, is diet, right? It's diet. It's making sure we're eating the good foods, you know, the good fats, the good proteins, staying away from sugar. You know, last year I was on a really bad diet. I was eating a lot of sugar, and I'm someone that loves pastries. You know, I'm a donut girl. I love cakes, I love biscuits, I love cookies. And you know what? So be it. But we have to rein ourselves in if we want to see change. And I had to rein myself in. And I still enjoy these things, but they're not so, I'm not so often, or I find alternatives. So for example, for sugar, because I love baking, I've got kids, so I always bake stuff. But I got some erythritol, which is basically sugar-free. I don't know how good this is, but you know, it's sugar-free, keto-friendly, 0 calories. It's a great substitute in tea, cakes, cookies, because we have to help ourselves by eating the colors of the rainbow, as I'm sure you know, and changing our diet step by step. And it doesn't have to be all or nothing. It's not 0 to 100. It's making small changes, you know, throwing a bit of vegetables in your main meal, having a healthier breakfast, laying off the sweets, making alternative biscuits without sugar, you know. And I'm still doing this to this day. It's nothing that once you do it once and it's over, you have to keep on going on that natural eating clean journey. And I follow the 80-20 rule. I try to eat good 80% of the time, but I'm not perfect, right? I will have a chocolate bar now and then. But when I was recovering from eczema, last year, I tried to just make sure I was eating as best I could, eating cleanly, and ensuring I wasn't overindulging. And if you're like me, once you see something, you have to eat it, throw it away. Throw it out of your house, because it's not going to help you. And we need to make sure we're helping ourselves. And the temptation is just too great, right? The temptation to have chocolate there is too great for us. Excuse me. The next thing I would say is exercise, right? Get yourself moving, ladies. Get yourself in the sauna. Get yourself walking. Get yourself doing a YouTube workout, which I love. I follow a couple called Juice and Toya, and they've really helped transform my body. But anyway, the key point of this is we need to get your body moving. Sorry, bad coughing. And to get you sweating, to sweat out the toxins that are built up, right? So get yourself moving. If it's walking, if it's swimming, at least 3 times a week, I'm doing something, you know, a YouTube workout, or you're in the gym, whatever it is, get yourself to a sauna, because we've got to get our toxins out, and try your best to do some sort of activity within the week. Right, the next thing is, sorry, get a bit of water. Stay hydrated. This is a complete beast of a bottle. But stay hydrated, ladies. We've got to keep up our water intake. We have to make sure that we are drinking. You know, try your best to make it plain water or a low calorie drink, but we've got to keep drinking, because we've got to stay hydrated. We've got to flush out our toxins in our body. You could also add pieces of fruit in here, cucumber, mint, strawberries, to give it a sort of flavor. I personally love sparkling water. and hot water. I know it's kind of weird, but I love it, so keep drinking. Excuse me. Next one, take a multivitamin. Now, do your best to make it natural and not synthetic derived, but I take Rituals, which is a prenatal multivitamin. You can take any multivitamin, but ensure that you're taking something to help our bodies with nutrition, with vitamins, because we don't really eat that well. I don't eat that well, you know, and we need some support. And vitamin D, B12, this is great for our skin. So if you can, start taking a multivitamin. So the next thing I did was I took pictures over time. Now, for some reason, I was compelled to take pictures last year. I don't know why, but I had to take pictures. So I would say, take pictures so you can see your skin improve over time. It's gonna take time, girls and guys. It's gonna take a long time. So having pictures to see your progress will help a lot to convince yourself that you're actually getting better and not getting worse. The next thing, nutritional yeast. Now, this is not the candida yeast that we don't want, but this is nutritional yeast flakes, which has a wide range of vitamins, B12, zinc, folic acid, fiber, protein, all what our body loves. And you know what? It's not the most tasty thing in the world, but if you can put it on like vegetables or rice or pasta or some sort of soup, you're good to go. It has a nutty flavor, which is a bit odd. I couldn't put it in anything sweet, only savory, but definitely get yourself some of this. And yeah, that wraps it up. That really wraps up what I did last year to get my skin from crusty, itching, back to a normal texture. And you know what? It's gonna take time. It's gonna take consistency, hard work, but you can get there. And I got there. I really got there, and now I'm doing this again to heal myself from my mouth eczema, which is itchy as anything, but it's calmed down a lot, to be honest. And I do have a little patch that pops up now and then on my ring finger, but we know we can heal ourselves, guys. I've been there, and I know it's so difficult when you see your skin just not how you used to see it, and you're wondering why. But you know that you can heal. I've healed, and I'm so happy that I know you all will heal too. Just take my steps, step by step. Maybe don't do all the steps at once. Maybe buy ACV, buy L-Glutamine, start with the smoothies, but keep doing this every day and you'll definitely see some results like I have. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.